Alright, so after the wildly successful video about the pond, I realized I should also show you what to do with the wireless router, just in case there's ever any kind of internet problems. So this box on top of the TV cabinet here is basically what gives us our internet access. So the key thing is basically check these three lights right here. So basically they should be lit at all times. Now, if one of them is out or orange or red, that's definitely a problem. Unfortunately, just because they're all green doesn't actually mean that everything's a-okay. But if they're not all green, you definitely have a problem. So, well, first thing to do is if you don't have internet access, just go to your computer and disconnect from the network and then reconnect again. I can show you how to do that. Alright, so the first thing to do before you actually monkey with the router itself is just try to disconnect and then reconnect. So you can get to this from your control panel, but just to show you here, I'm going to disconnect. UVN45 is our network. So I'm disconnected from it, and then I'll reconnect. It's probably not a bad idea to actually reboot your machine before you do this too. But in any case, there's nothing actually wrong with the network right now, so everything went just fine. But let's suppose it's never a bad idea just to check by like opening up your browser and yeah, okay, everything's fine. So, but let's just say something was wrong still, even after you rebooted your computer and disconnected and reconnected to the network, so there's still a problem. So what next? All right, so the first thing you want to try, and this will actually solve the problem like the vast majority of the time, is power down the router. So there's a little bit hard to see here. There's a rocker switch right here. So it says on, off right here. So I'm actually not going to click it off right now, but you would put the little circle, click it off, that'll power everything down. When you do that, you should also go over here to the kitchen, and hiding behind the honey and the crackers is the phone jack. So what you'll want to do is actually unclip. I'm not going to do it, but when the thing is powered off, unclip it and keep it unhooked and the power off for like a minute. And then your computer should also probably be powered off at the same time. I forgot to mention that. So shut down your computer first, then power down the router, then unplug the phone cord, in that order. So after waiting a minute, plug back in the phone, and then put everything back here. In totally the wrong order, but right. Then you'd come back over here, and you would click back on, just rocking it up there. Click back on the router, and you gotta wait actually several minutes. So it takes it a while for everything to be good again. And you'll see these lights will flash, and they'll be orange, and they'll be red, and there'll be all kinds of stuff. But after a few minutes, and it takes a while, you gotta be patient, these will all be green again. So once these are all green again, then power up your computer, and hopefully you're back online. Alright, but let's say you've done all that, and it still doesn't work. So then you hit the hardcore phase here. So you see this little instrument here that I have on top. It's actually not an official computer instrument, it's just a pen, but this is what I use. So instead of using the power switch on and off, you see this little red circle-y thing right here. So if you look really carefully in it, let me see if I can position it. There's a white button. It's having trouble focusing, but you'll see when you see it. There's a little tiny, I said white, it's actually black, so the white part is actually the background. So anyhow, what you need to do is take the tip of this pen, and let me make sure it's out here. Yeah, so that's it in, so this is out. So you take the tip of it, and I want to be careful not to actually do it, but you push it in on the button, so that's not the bottom part, there's a little button at the top. So you push that black button, push and hold it, and keep on holding it down for like 15 seconds, okay? And what'll happen is, you'll know you're holding it down the right amount of time, because these lights will start going crazy. So they'll start cycling through. They'll turn orange and red. When you see it start turning red and orange, then you can unpush that button. And this is like this hardcore cycling up kind of thing. So what'll probably happen is your computer will then forget about the network. You'll probably have to re-put in the password. The password's 18018376EA, but if you forget, it's on the bottom. Well, it's upside down now, but anyway, where it says web key, that's what you want to use there. All right, now there's some steps you have to do with your computer now too. After let's say you've done that, you pushed and hold with the pen, it's cycled up. It takes several minutes to do it, but you've done that, and there's something you got to do with your computer. So I'll show you what to do next. So what's going to happen is you're going to go on the internet, and you're not going to be able to get on the internet. It's not going to be this is just my default starter page is Google. So, but you're not going to get that. It'll show up as some weird like Verizon thing or something like that. So here's what you need to do, is you need to go to the browser. All right, so you need to go to the browser and type in this address right there. So it's 192.168.1.1. So that's Verizon/redirect. So go ahead and type that in. And once you go there, it's going to ask you for a username and password. So the username that you want to put in is admin, and the password is very creatively password. So you would go ahead and put that in, and this is letting us access the modem. Now, sorry about that. Helps if I don't cover up the lens. So you're going to end up at a page that looks like this, but there'll be one difference. You see this rectangle that says on? It'll say off. Okay, well, if it says on, then you're good. You don't have to do anything. But chances are it's not going to say that. It's going to say off. So what you need to do is click on the button that says off. So I can't do it because there's nothing here, but it would say off, and you click it. Okay, so you've clicked that thing at that special, you put in the admin and the password and blah, blah, blah. But there's still one last thing you got to do. So you got to come and you got to open up your command screen. So you need to come over here, and the command to bring up the DOS-like window is CMD. So you come over here, or what you would normally search at in Windows, and type CMD. I should point out you don't have to do this on my computer. You can do this on your laptop just as well. So I just typed in CMD there, hit enter, and that brings up this screen that looks like this. So then you actually have to type in this. You type in ipconfig /flush DNS. So there you go. I actually don't want to hit enter and do it, but when you do it, it'll just say all this random stuff and you're good. And then you can either just exit by hitting the red X or type exit or something like that. And then hopefully you're good to go. So go back up here, open up your browser, and hopefully this time, instead of getting that page or some weird Verizon page, you get your normal start page. And that's how you do it.